Okay, so we will be going live as well. So I'm going to start my session, not to take much of your time. And to all those students who are totally new to PT Academic, or they have attempted previously as well, this session would be quite helpful for you. Kindly confirm me if you can please share my see my screen as I'm sharing right now. Is my screen clearly visible to all? And I'm also clearly audible to everyone. I'm reconfirming. Okay, great. So everyone, first of all, very welcome to all to my session. And I'm really feeling great to give you this webinar of cracking your PT academic. As you can see on the screen, we have got a lot many achievements. And in terms of registering our PT test takers, many of the students have joined the online coaching and they've got the brilliant benefit of that. Most of the things they were not aware of, we are providing maximum of the professional tips that was quite helpful. Within very less time they have got their scores. So I would really appreciate if you can please have a look on this screen, and you can definitely be able to build a trust on that part, that yes, you are exactly on to the right platform, that whatever we are providing to you, that would be really great for you to save your time as well as your money, and all your hard work will be saved in that particular aspect. So I would suggest, please pay attention carefully. This particular session would be quite helpful for you. And if you have any queries or suggestions, you can ping me as well, and you can message in the chat box also. As you can see, many of the students got 79 plus. Those students who were getting aspiring for 65 plus, they got 90 as well. Those who students who were aiming for 79 plus, they got 90 as well. So with all the good strategies, we have achieved this figure, and this is all genuine figure. We have got 4.4 of app rating. Our Telegram community is increasing rapidly, and it has increased dramatically to more than 23K. So I'm starting this session on of tips to cracking your PT academic. So first of all, a very brief introduction about this part, that PT is majorly about speaking, writing, reading, and listening skills. And it is a 2-hour assessment delivered by a computer without any break. And you can use this assessment and your scores for your immigration purposes, for your student visa purposes, and many things at all in that part. So why choose PT academic? This is my main question to you. Obviously, you have thought of something, you have dreamt of your some target. That's why you're choosing this thing. Some people are having different kind of myths in their mind, that it's easy or difficult or whatever. See, I just wanted to suggest you a very simple thing, that every exam has its own difficulty level. It's you, your hard work, and the strategies of PT tutorial will actually help you to crack the level, that particular kind of level, which actually help you to make this particular thing, that whether this exam is easy or difficult. It's us, the tutors at PT Tutorials, will really help you in that part. There is no doubt upon that. And for specifically on the other aspect, PD Academic gives you results instantly. There are many sessions available in that part, and it's available in many of the countries. Along with that, as because computer based marking is involved in that, based on the technique of artificial intelligence, so obviously I must suggest you that is quite reliable. You really need not to worry about that particular aspect. Whatever input you will be providing to the system, whether it's in terms of your speech or in terms of your writing, you will be assessed as accordingly. So it's indeed a very good platform to test your English language skills. So as you can see over here, this would be your sample scorecard as I'm sharing on the screen. And your listening, reading, speaking, and writing skills will be assessed, and you will be given this kind of scorecard, which you can easily be able to submit to the respective departments of your PR purposes or your student visa purposes. So moving ahead, as you can see over here, PD academic in terms of the time, the exam, the modules comprises of 54 to 67 minutes for your speaking and writing module. Reading, as after the changes of 16th November, it's of 29 to 30 minutes. Listening, 30 to 43 minutes. And overall, it's completely an approximate time of 2 hours. So what exactly I'm trying to tell you upon this particular aspect, managing your time, and along with the most important factor, your confidence and having a good faith in you, will really help you with, along with our strategies, to crack this score with very ease. Moving ahead to PT tasks and sequences, that could be quite helpful for you to get a complete overview. And when you are aware about the things, you can be able to strategically program your mind that how the things will occur and how you have to implement your strategies in that part. So one thing I will suggest you, definitely you must have gone through many of the information, that like what are kind of sequences, or there are many YouTube videos as well available on the things. But the point is, whatever experience we share, it's our own experience, what we have gained from teaching from past 3 years. And similarly, I have, I'm a 90 scorer. So the same thing, the student experience, exactly what I'm sharing, going to share with you, that would be quite helpful for you. And definitely, if you really like my strategy, you enroll with that classes, and accordingly I will help you more to to dive deep into the strategies, and that particular thing will really help you further in cracking all the things, in managing the time. Each and every second is very much important in PT academic. So you manage properly each and every part in your speaking, writing, reading, and listening things. Everything will be quite beneficial for you. So let me give you a quick overview about this particular part. As you can see clearly on my screen, first most important thing, personal introduction. That should be very simple, concise, to the point, nothing much in that part. So once you get a confidence in that part, this is kind of your voice recognition, simply like your what you can say, your identification of your fingerprints. So what I will suggest you have, please build a proper confidence in this part of your section, because if you start fumbling in this section, whether it's having a very short time interval, you start fumbling in the other sections as well. So try to give simple, concise, to the point answer, that will really help you in building up your confidence. Clear, everyone? So moving ahead, speaking consists of your these few sections, and as you can see from the screen, speaking, and as every module is quite connected to each other, speaking is the major contributor. I would suggest you, speaking is the backbone of PT. So for all those aspirants who are heading towards 6, I would suggest aim for 7. Those aiming for 65, aim for 90. Those who are aiming for 8, 8 or 8 plus, I would suggest aim for 90 plus. That could be quite helpful for you in improving your marks for your reading and listening. And as you can see over here, as all the modules are closely connected to each other. And as you can see, speaking is contributing at the max to most of the modules. However, if you can see closely, there is a very less room for reading. So what I wanted to suggest you as a tip, specifically for 8 plus students. I would appreciate if you can please build your foundation skills in reading, grammar, vocabulary. Definitely, when you enroll with my classes and follow the strategies, you will definitely take your level of study to another one, and that could be quite helpful. Because sometimes, like most of the students are having this myth in mind that we can be able to get we can definitely be able to what you can say clear our PT academic very easily. And they seems PT academic as easy as pie, but the exact scenario it's not like that. Obviously, specifically those students who are aiming for 7.5 or 8 plus, you really need to push up your foundation skills, your reading and your listening, your grammar and your vocabulary, so that you can definitely be able to get your score in that part. Somehow somewhere you might get your some formats or tips or hacks or strategy from anything already prevailing on the internet, but the way professionally we develop your technique, it would be quite helpful for you. Not only it will help you in clearing your PT academic, but most important thing, it will also help you, as according to my strategies, it will also help you in your spoken English as well as your formal writing English. Because ultimately, you if you are dreamt of something good to settle in a foreign land, so obviously you are aiming for good jobs, good job opportunities, and obviously, what does majorly it requires? It requires good communication skills in your speaking as well as in your writing and other parts. So if you respond properly, obviously you can be able to perform as accordingly. So the things are not limited to PT academic. These are having, I from my teaching strategies, I have broadened the horizons of many of the students, and they have achieved their score. They are successfully um, doing good in their professional areas as well. And this could be quite helpful for you also. So moving ahead, what I'm trying to tell you specifically in this particular aspect is speaking and writing and listening. Somehow, somewhere you'll definitely be able to crack. But for reading specifically, you need to ace up your skills, your basic skills. And this is the basic thing which exactly PT academic requires, to work on your basic skills so that it could be quite helpful for your future in your future in the foreign land. How you can be able to ace up the things, and how the other aspects regarding to immigration aspect, Mr. Dhaval and Mr. Neta will definitely give you very good expert advices. But regarding PD academic, I'm moving further. Once you are clearly acquired this and particular information from this slide, I am moving ahead to another slide that is very much important and could be quite helpful in knowing the basic important tips which I'm sharing. Use correct punctuation for your writing tasks. Although we are quite known about this fact that we have to construct a particular sentence inclusive of subject, verb, and object, but this is also very much mandate that that particular thing should focus on starting with a capital letter and ending with a full stop. Most of the times we in a rush or in a what you can say, like we are when we are just in typing in a flow, we sometimes forget to revise. These things dramatically hamper your score. So I must suggest revising the things, whatever you type, please develop this habit or the very first moment, and stop using the auto correction facility available in your phones or in your mobiles, because that is actually hampering your spellings ability in that part. So what I'm trying to suggest you, following the correct punctuations and other parts which I've mentioned for the writing things, are actually very much important, and that will really be so much helpful in your writing parts. Those students who are as because this is quite a computerized based test, so those students who are struggling from typing, I would suggest do take advices I will also be advising you to take advices from any of the YouTube sites or anything else as well. That could be quite helpful, because most of the students usually just hinder themselves that they are not very well good in the typing part, and that's why they are not willing to go into the PT academic section. This is not like that. With the practice, with correct strategies, with I'm also will be helping you with that part. So in that kind of situation, you can definitely be able to ace up these kind of skills as well, and you can definitely be able to follow your dream. Now coming to the speaking section, most of the students, as according to my past experience, are majorly doing the mistakes of missing S or ES in that part. So that's what I'm suggesting you. If you can please focus on managing the time as well as uh, the strategies, which I'll be sharing you in the further sessions as well. That could be quite helpful. So I would suggest the way the question is being designed for you, for whether they are plurals or singulars in that, or whether there is, most of the times, if you are reading something and there is a word is, and you are speaking in, if there is a word sports and you are saying sport, what does this mean exactly? You are missing the word. You might get marks in speaking, but the way I have shown you the complete overview, you might lose marks in your reading section, because the way the question is designed for you, the way the skill is involved in that, you are not fulfilling that particular condition. So this is another aspect which is very much important. Moving ahead, in the writing task specifically, I would suggest you, if you can please focus majorly on the word limit, because if you are writing brilliant content, complex words, high vocabulary, whatever, but still you are not following the word limit, I'm sorry to say, you will not get the marks. Your marks will be completely zero in that part, because you're not fulfilling the condition. This is indeed an important technical aspect, and most of the students usually lack in that part, and they either do provide the less content, uh, and either they provide so much content unnecessarily, so that they decrease their scores with this kind of silly mistake. So hope you are getting the things. At any point, if you are facing any difficulties, I would suggest please do speak up, or share your query in the chat box. Now, the most important thing I would try to I would make you the thing sure that you should understand this particular technical aspect, because most of the times in specifically repeat sentence questions, people are so much inclined to speak so instantly, whether they know the sentence or not, that the like their answer is so much in a rush that they do forget this thing, that whether the recording section has started or not. So that's what I'm trying to show you in one of my screen as well. Unless until your recording section has not started, I would suggest please do not start speaking. This is indeed an important aspect which I'm sharing right now. And that's why most of the students do this mistake. Without whatever you speak before this section or whatever you speak after this, it will be simply truncated from the recording clip. So this is indeed an important aspect, because most of the students usually lack, and they ultimately feel frustrated that why my score is so low. And moving ahead in this part, one blue bar equals to 1 second. And the way I am sharing the screen, if you do not respond for longer than 3 seconds, your microphone will be stopped. So I would suggest please follow the technical tips very importantly, because if you're lacking that, that will ultimately lead you to a low score part. So follow the conditions, follow the rules, and accordingly, furthermore, I am going on to the strategies that could be quite helpful, firstly in the speaking section. So last thing which was left, for example, you are do not write anything capital. You feel that this particular thing is important, but you should consider upon the exact structure of the sentence or the word. You can write the abbreviations in full format. You can write the full form first, and then you can write the capital form in this way only. Only this much is allowed, provided if you are providing a full form. Unless if you are writing entire thing in capital, that is completely not allowed. That will really hamper your scores. That's what I'm exactly trying to tell you. Hope after this information, I'm quickly moving on to the speaking section, and it would be great that if you can please voluntarily come up into the speaking practice part, and that could be quite helpful in that section as well. So as I told you, speaking indeed is the backbone of PT, and PT tutorials will really help you to overcome all the hurdles so that you can be able to prepare that kind of technique, the which makes your mind very easily, and which makes your mind without any stress, and you can speak with a simple ease. Moving ahead to speaking section, as you can see, there are majorly 5 to 6 questions in that part. As you can see, read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, read a lecture, and finally the answer short questions. Where your read aloud, repeat sentence, and read a lecture, as I've shown you the complete overview, is the most important task, which comprises the maximum marks for your listening section. The more clear pronunciation you give to the system, remember this thing, you are not talking to a human, you are talking to a machine. So try to make this thing very sure that your words, your whatever input you are providing towards your speaking should be very clear. So we at PT Tutorials will actually help you, will make you capable of organizing your oral presentation in a logical way so that you can definitely be able to get your higher score. For related to the speaking section, these are certain aspects which are quite important. These are the three major key factors which you really need to focus. Firstly, the pronunciation, fluency, and intonation. I know you must be wondering upon this particular aspect, that what is this intonation factor. Let me give you a quick brief upon this part. Hope every one of you have ever recorded any of the voice messages in any of the chat software, Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever it is. So if you have watched that particular part, you can very well be able to see this kind of graph, which usually creates a kind of voice modulation. This is called your intonation, because even if the native English speaker is there, he or she cannot be able to speak in a same flat monotonous tone. What I really wanted to suggest to you, a simple very basic thing. Obviously we have to breathe also, we have to manage our speaking as well, and the way I am giving you the important aspects, you need to give certain intonational factors in that part. The way you start the paragraph, the way you divide the sentence, how you stress on the nouns and verbs, how you present your sound quality with a good confidence, that actually matters. That means the reading capability will increase, the reading module will increase, because you are producing an understanding towards the particular paragraph. Accordingly, your rhythmic factor, your intonation, your understanding towards the paragraph automatically comes. I know you will definitely say that there can be some paragraph related to medicine, finance, or anything about any research, how we can be able to put the expressions on that part. So it's all about your confidence, or all about your rhythmic factor. You just need to focus on a very simple factor, that how you have to produce your sound with respect to producing your correct pronunciation. That is stressing on the right words, stressing on the nouns and verbs along with your syllables, Speak clearly. Don't just mumble into your mouth. You are speaking to a machine, dear. That's why I'm saying, when I will be practicing you, you will be practicing with me, I will be giving you certain strategies. I will be closely assessing you, and then you will definitely know that why a human tutor is why required, because I can be able to assess you with my techniques, with all the strategies, the way exactly the same the artificial intelligence system will check you in PT academic software, because the technique is majorly based on half human, half machine, the same technique on which robotics are designed. Hope you are finding this all this information informative. Give me a yes in the chat box. Hope everyone is getting the things. Great. Very nice, people. Okay. So, what I'm trying to tell you, because most of the time, sometimes we feel we are getting out of breath. How to manage it, how to properly speak as accordingly so that you can be able to maintain all the factors that, and another part, sometimes we are mispronouncing the words also. I will give you certain tools which will make the pronunciation factor very easy, and you will speak like a native speaker. That is guarantee of mine. So what I'm suggesting you, do not elongate a long rhythmic tone, or as if you are you are singing a song. I don't suggest that, please. So what I'm trying to tell you, if you can please focus a normal conversational tone, like, and you are taking little pauses and stressing. But here, there's a small thing: your fluency. Fluency is the factor which you really need to make, because I know, because maintaining and balancing all the things, sometimes it becomes really difficult. But with the practice, with with the passage of time, you will definitely be able to ace up in that part. So I will be conducting a small read aloud practice session, and I would be great if you can please share your recordings. I will be closely giving you live sessions. And if you are really finding my strategies good in that part, I would suggest, please enroll with us, as because today will be a great day. And I think with my code, you will definitely get 20% of the discount on all our services. You can contact us. This is number. And this is, I'm sorry to say, this is only valid for today only. So it would be great to see you lovely people in my classes. Please, you can just simply click on this link and register with us. And you can please apply this promo code NAVNEET 2020, Navneet 20. This is my promo code, and you can avail this offer, and that would be really great for you. Okay, moving ahead, kindly voluntarily come up, those who are willing to give this read aloud practice. I will be giving you a sample, and that could be quite helpful for you. But let me see who are willing. Okay, Mr. Gill, Shilpa Saxena, and Jay Solanki. Only three of the people. Guys, don't hesitate. Unless until you do not practice, you will not be able to learn from your mistakes. I'm just there to help you. Don't feel shy in that part, because ultimately, this particular score is actually very much scoring, which gives you very good marks in that in the reading section specifically. Okay, 6 students are there. 7. Okay, that's really nice. Okay, let me give you a little sample. Usually in your real exam, you will be having 40 seconds of the time to prepare, and you will be having 40 seconds to deliver your speech. So what exactly I'm trying to tell you, in the real exam scenario, please firstly do not panic of your exam. Do not create your nervousness. because that kind of situation will really hamper your sound quality. You'll start fumbling, you start doing kind of things over there. That will really drop down the quality. Believe me. Enter into the exam as if you are going to win the battle. That should be your spirit. So let me give you a quick suggestion on this part. Firstly, how you should prepare. Your preparation time has started. Put your finger on the screen so that you can be able to fully concentrate it towards your question. The sun is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. There are most heavier elements such as oxygen and carbon, but just how much is controversial. Controversial. New observation of ghostly subatomic particles known as neutrinos suggests that the sun has an ample supply of metals. The term astronomers use for all elements heavier than hydrogen than and helium. The sun is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. My timer has started. I will start recording immediately after seeing the blue box. The sun is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. There are also heavier elements such as oxygen and carbon, but just how much is controversial. New observations of ghostly subatomic particles known as neutrinos suggest that the sun has an ample supply of metals. The term astronomers use for all elements heavier than hydrogen and helium. The moment you come at the last word, immediately stop recording and start press your next button in the real exam scenario also. So one thing I deliberately did to show you that this kind of situation usually occur, apart from the mistakes of missing the word, omitting or replacing the words, you usually do these kind of things as well. I spoke deliberately. There are most heavier, and I recorrected myself. There are also. What is that? This you should not be doing in your real exam, because this is called self correction. Even if you have made a little mistake, somehow somewhere you will definitely get your grace marks from your pronunciation and your fluency factor, but you're breaking your fluency and then again you are recorrecting yourself. What does this mean? It means you are self correcting. That will be a great impact to your pronunciation and your fluency, which will be giving you certain grace marks in the section. And that's what I'm suggesting you. Keep on with the flow. But for 8 plus students, I'm sorry to say I cannot give you any error margin in that part, because that thing is, I think I shouldn't allow you for that thing. You should be very much perfect in your practice at your home. I will be really helping you in that part, and that would be in that section, you will be good to go. So simple. The sun is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. There are also heavier elements such as oxygen and carbon, like this way. Go on with the flow. Try to practice, because most of the things sometimes it happens. We usually speak, we usually practice that difficult word in our practice session, but the moment we come into the actual recording part, we get nervous. That drops down our actual quality. So over to you guys. So first of all, let me quickly address to, okay, Mr. Gill, can you please speak up, unmute yourself, and just give me this second, the recording, the actual speech for this particular recording, the second portion, genetics research. Tell me if you are ready. I will be starting the time. Can you please unmute yourself? Guys, we are running out of time. I have to cover so many things as well. Okay, over to Ms. Shilpa Saxena. Can you please unmute yourself and start preparing the second paragraph and give me the answer?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, your preparation time starts now.
Okay.
Your time going to be up.
Okay.
Kindly be prepared and start.
Mm. Shall I start now?
Yeah.
Okay. Genetics research has advanced rapidly over the last few decades. For example, just a few months ago, scientists announced the first complete gap free human genome sequencing. Now, researchers have advanced again, creating the first comprehensive functional map of genes that are expressed in human cells. It is an ambitious initiative to sequence every piece of human DNA.
Very well done, Shilpa.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kindly mute yourself. I am facing a
Yeah.
little echo. Thank
Okay.
you so much. Okay, considering your answer, I would suggest you are good in pronunciation part, but with a little improvement, you can do more well. And another aspect, you really need to please increase your fluency. You are lacking in that part that might trouble you in the real exam scenario because sometimes at whatever age we are or whatever experience we have, we all suffer from the exam pressure. Clear? So in that kind of situation, we might get little slow. So that's why I'm suggesting you, if you develop your mind from the practice sessions by developing a bit higher speed, not you have to talk very fast. Obviously, the words will not be captured by the system, but you have to maintain a little increased speed of your in your fluency section so that you can be able to develop a good strategy. What exactly PT academic speaking section is requiring, maintaining the balance of pronunciation as well as the fluency, because the more we speak slow, it will give the impact to the reading section that you are taking so much time in reading and understanding the things. Along with that, you are taking so much time in your creating a good pronunciation factor. Clear? Good going, Shilpa. A bit of the things will really help you. Okay. Okay. Move on to Riddhi. Riddhi Panchal. Can you please unmute yourself and give me the third answer?
Yes.
Okay. Kindly speak up, and I am giving you a little time to prepare.
Nuclear submarines.
Your time is going to be up.
Okay.
Kindly start quickly.
Yes. Nuclear submarines might provide rogue nations with a path to nuclear weapons, but neutrinos could help repair attempts to go from boats to bombs. Neutrinos, lightweight subatomic particles that are released from the reactors that power nuclear subs, could expose the alteration or removal of the nuclear fuel for nefarious purposes. Crucially, this monitoring could be done remotely.
Okay, very well done, Riddhi. Nice answer. Seems brilliant people are there in my group. Great. Okay. So what I'm trying to suggest you, you need to little increase, you need to little bit crisp your pronunciation. Some things what I'm feeling is a bit lacking and you are fumbling a bit at some places. Is it the same, Riddhi?
Yes.
Yeah. So I
Yes.
would request if you can please increase the smoothness and speak with the smooth, effortless, a bit stress wherever the stress is required, because I feel that at some places you are getting little out of breath as well. So that might impact your sound quality as well. So although definitely you are doing good, but the view of these things, if you can be able to improve, that will be really great for you. Okay.
Okay.
All good? Okay, they're like
Yes.
at some points, like whenever you are doing some difficult words, do pronounce them in your preparation section. Break the word into parts and try to pronounce with a letter and sound relationship. That could be quite helpful. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Hope to see you in my class as well. Okay. Disha Patel, can you please start the first one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, start preparing quickly. Your time is going to be up.
Yes, ma'am.
Kindly start.
Yes. When Neanderthals, Denisovans, and Homo sapiens met one another 50,000 years ago, these archaic and modern humans not only interbred during the thousands of years in which they overlapped, but they exchanged ideas that led to a surge in creativity, according to a leading academy.
Very well done, Disha. I
Yes,
appreciate your effort, but sorry to say, there are three mistakes in this section, right?
yes,
So somehow, somewhere, you know this thing, that part, that pronunciation is quite important. So as it is an indispensable part for increasing your marks for your speaking section, so I request it would be really great if you can please work hard on that part. Neanderthals. Try to break the word. I just spoke. Whenever there are words, Neanderthals. Neanderthals. Break the word into parts. Speak the entire word in a flow. That could really help you in maintaining many of the difficult words. Along with that, if you can please focus on increasing your fluency, as there were 4 to 5 mistakes in the pronunciation factor, somehow somewhere if you can be able to focus on that, that would be really great. But if you can please focus majorly on your fluency in which you are lacking, so it will be really appreciated, and that could really help you in your real exam to get your higher scores. Clear? Okay, Disha. Okay, thank you. Last question. Nikita nikita Nirav Gurjar, can you please unmute quickly and start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please start.
Uh, Only practice, na, ma'am?
First practice, then
Yes,
the
ma'am.
actual answer. Your time is up. You may start speaking quickly.
A massive urban landscape that contain interconnected campusites, villages, towns, and monumental centers thrived in the Amazon rainforest more than 600 years ago. In what is now Bolivia, members of the Casarable culture built an urban system that included straight, raised causeways running for several kilometers, canals, and reservoirs.
6 mistakes in terms of your pronunciation. Other than that, you are doing good in your fluency. I
Okay, ma'am.
appreciate that you are having a good voice, good sound quality, and you are maintaining it good in your fluency factor. But because of your pronunciation factor, you might get marks in your low in your speaking, reading, as well as listening section. The word is massive. A sound is there. So
Okay.
kindly focus the phonic sound, that is very much required.
Yes.
Massive. Okay.
Massive.
Similarly, reservoirs. The word, the whatever the words are, they are starting with the re, represent, recommend, reservoir. That are not exactly reservoirs. That is reservoirs. And I cannot see the L in that. Kasser bell. You have spoken that word. You have replaced it. You have replaced that part. And Nikita?
Yes, ma'am.
So jokes apart, I completely understand. It's simply fine. What I'm trying to suggest to you, like if you are adding something, if you're omitting some word, so obviously, I'm sorry to say that will really impact your score. So very well done, guys. Those guys who are left, I'm sorry to say that we are running out of time as well. So I have to cover so many other things as well. But I would really appreciate if you can please enroll with my sessions, and I will be really helping you closely. I will be closely watching you and improving you to a great extent to get your higher score. So please quickly join this part and apply my code. It would be really great to get a great discount in all our services for PPT tutorials. So moving quickly to the writing section, those things I've already told you. We at PT tutorials closely watch the answers of yours in providing you all the important information so that you can get your desired score. Most of my students got writing 90 and all over 90 as well. It's not actually a rocket science. You can definitely be able to get very easily the whole 90 score. What I'm trying to suggest you, a very simple thing: organize your sentences and your paragraph is in a logical way so that you can be able to comprehend with the paragraph question, and you can be able to replicate it in the same way in your specific answer. At any point, if you face difficulties, I am there to help you, so you need not to worry in that particular aspect. We will be helping you closely in building your writing skills, simplify the grammar options and connectors with the complex sentences so that you can very well be able to construct good sentence to raise the level of your score from 6.5 to 7 to 8 plus as well. Guys, I request to mute yourself, please. Thank you. So moving ahead to reading section. Reading actually a little bit challenging task, but with my tips and strategies, it will become as easy as pie. There is no doubt in that. So I would ensure you that it will be really helpful for you if you enroll with my sessions. And not only I will work on the foundation skills, but it will be very easy for you when you work, when I will be constantly working with you in improving your vocabulary skills. And I would suggest, please develop a good foundation skill, a good reading habit from sciencedaily.com, as it is covering maximum of the academic topics, and as because PT academic is also having similar kind of content. That's why it is called as academic. What we speak generally, what is this? General simple words, bad effects. If I convert it into, what does this mean? This is a bit high vocab word and a bit improvised academic form of simple English language, that is detrimental effects. The same meaning, but the formation of the words are little different. So in the similar format, what I exactly wanted to suggest you, if you can please focus carefully, you can definitely be able to crack this challenging task, reading, in a very easy way. Definitely, we will support you some with the important question. There are, and our PT tutorials app is really remarkable. If that will provide you to assess you in maximum parts of your AI scoring. Along with that, it will also help you to get acquainted with PT exam memories. There can be a probability that you might get marks, you might get questions from your repeated section as well. So we will be supplying you all the information in that part. That could be quite easy for you. And the skimming and scanning technique, how you can be able to increase the things, how you can be able to save the time with the speed reading technique, that will really help you a lot. And once you are done with all these modules, I would suggest you to please focus on the time management aspect, because that could be quite crucial if you do not focus on that thing. Reading and listening module specifically is having overall time. So you need to be very particular on that, like whatever questions you are performing, you should be focusing on the time, the individual time, yes, that definitely that will not give you much stress on that time management part. But what whenever there are overall timings are there in your reading and listening aspect, you really need to focus on this thing. Definitely with my strategies and the techniques, when to visit, where, how to read, how to speed read the things, how to accurately focus on the tone of the speaker so that you can get the answer quickly within the audio time, so that you can ultimately save the time for your most important magical question, that is for your write from dictation, which is the most high scoring section for your listening as well as your writing part. Hope everyone is quite clear about this thing. So moving ahead quickly to some of the describe image section, you might be having this kind of images in your speaking section as well, but do not worry in that particular aspect. If you keep on focusing on the strategies and the flow, which I will be constantly practicing with you, you will definitely be able to ace up your skills in that section. Few tips for reading. I would suggest firstly, do develop your reading sections. Along with that, please develop your collocation skills. That are your commonly used word pairs, such as your point of view, despite of, depend on, because whenever PT academic reading is actually very much interesting. When you properly go through on all these sections, gradually you will find that this section is quite interesting. It will not only increase your vocabulary skills, also will help you in your grammar part and your building your collocation. And most of the native English speakers use collocation in their speaking as well as in their writing part, and these kind of information would be quite helpful for you. These kind of commonly used word pairs would be quite helpful for you in cracking your fill in the blank section, which is most of the students are actually suffering as they cause as because they are not able to get the desired result in their reading section because they are majorly lacking in the fill in the blank strategies. Grammar, vocabulary understanding, definitely that's a separate thing, but these collocation is your magical tip which will really give you a great help in your this specific section. So for improving your listening, lastly I would suggest you please focus on improving your active listening, not just simply watching English movies or what do you call um, your songs, because that particular thing does not provide any academic level of your English section. That is majorly is on your general level of your English. So I would suggest if you develop good level of BBC News, ABC News, BBC Learning English, YouTube channels, TED Talks, Australia, Canada, US, Europe, then it will definitely improvise to get acquainted with different kind of accents. And ultimately, when your mind and ears will start responding towards that specific topic, what the speaker is trying to tell you, you can definitely be able to crack your listening exam very easily. So finally, the study plan, I will suggest you that after considering the strategies and all the plans, I would suggest please focus on organizing your time. Unless until you do not plan your time properly by focusing on your weaker sections, practicing hard on those weaker sections, and focusing and giving me the assignments to check and following my feedbacks, I'm sorry to say you will not be able to get your score, because this is very important. Making a study plan, organizing your time plan is actually very much important, because if you feel that you can be able to pick any random thing and keep on working on that part, so I'm sorry to say that will not do. You really need to strategize the things in this way so that you can be able to know when to work on the weaker strategies, how to give the submits, how to work on the feedbacks, and accordingly work on the exam memories. In that way, collectively, when you combine and sort and plan each and every aspect, that could be quite helpful for you in managing all the aspects. As because time management is very crucial, that's why I will give you certain tools how you can manage the thing. I have given you an instance of certain tool also, which could be quite helpful for you. I would suggest, if you can please focus on managing your time in this specific way of practicing speaking for 35 minutes, reading 30 minutes, listening 43 minutes, and similarly writing 40 minutes. In that particular aspect, you set up a proper stopwatch and then check whether you are able to follow the same time plan as accordingly or not. Specifically in listening section, for the 8 plus students, please mark my words. If you are not losing one question in the end, it will drastically drop your score below 8 plus. So managing your time in the reading and listening section is actually very much crucial. So I would suggest, if you can please focus properly and wisely by setting a stopwatch, doing two question from each section after practicing properly your weaker areas as well, and then check whether you are able to keep a balance of 4 to 6 minutes in the end for your write on dictation section, then it could be really good for you. You are exactly onto the track. Similarly, your reading section, similarly your speaking part, you really need not to embed 50 read alouds or 100 of describe images in your practice section. Focus on not, please do not focus on quantity, focus on quality. Because if you are increasing your hard work in that way, I'm sorry to say, that is actually not your smart hard work. That is really not giving you good productivity. Your any kind of your marks or not your time, specifically time, will not be carried forward to the another section or another module. It will be specifically dedicated to that. So you have to please put a close eye on your time management thing, specifically in your reading section. If you're taking more than 2.5 to 3 minutes for your reading section specifically, you might lack in your overall time. So how to present the techniques in a such a way that you can definitely be able to get your score, I will definitely help you in that part. So do's and don'ts, last part, the section, I would suggest you please do reach your center before 30 minutes, practice a lot so that you can be able to manage your time in each and every aspect. Carry your ID proof along with that. There are certain other things which I'll be keep on sharing this information. And I would suggest, even if you are quite good at your communication level, still I would suggest you please work hard on your foundation skills so that you cannot be able to get trapped under your overconfidence section. I would suggest please do focus on your weaker areas. And as because this particular exam is purely academic, so working hard on the academic section, reading the academic articles and listening to the academic audios or videos will be quite helpful. Finally, we will be providing you certain mock tests also, that in that part you can be able to develop this section, this particular output, that you are where exactly you are reaching and how you have reached to this particular how you can be able to get the level which is quite exactly required for your real exam. If you're getting good scores in your mock test, that could be clearly helpful for you to manage your overall you can say preparation, that you are exactly ready for your exam. Our mock tests are very properly designed and they are checked as well with the AI scoring. That could be quite helpful for you. I would suggest please install the PT Tutorials app. It could be quite helpful for you. And along with that, please do subscribe to our YouTube as well as Facebook channels. Then we and do get the latest updates. Finally, I hope my tutorial will be so much helpful to get most of your PT academic tips. And I would suggest please happy practicing. Lastly, I would be answering certain of the questions. Firstly, to Manpreet, kindly show plan for Monday, Tuesday again. Sorry, Manpreet, you really need not to focus on every aspect. Firstly, try to sort down the things where exactly you are lacking. First, let's set up a timetable. These things I will keep on sharing in my classes as well. You need not to worry. When you will join, you will be providing each and everything. But what exactly I'm trying to focus? Firstly, check where exactly, because my strategies are majorly on working on the weaker areas. And scope bifurcation, dear, I have just already told in the very beginning of the section. I will do share in my further sessions as well. Keep on connected. In the repeat sentence, as I suggest you, Iqbal, kindly focus on this thing. Listen in parts, try to understand the meaning. And as I told you, please increase your active listening approach so that you can be able to comprehend, you can be able to understand the meaning, so that when you understand the meaning, it will be there in your memory for a longer time. Yes, Sargun, essay 280 words are fine. 250 to 80 words are completely fine, provided if you are doing properly good kind of revision and following the task response. What is the requirement in that part? You are following in that part. Thank you, Sonu. And stop button available, right? I couldn't get you this question, Akhil. Okay, if you are having stammering issue, I would suggest do keep a flow, because sometimes when we activate our mind, even though we have everyone has certain of the weaknesses, there is no problem in that part. But what I'm trying to suggest you, if you know the weaknesses, somehow somewhere some people are having the sir issue, some people are having the issue. So it's all our weaknesses. We are not expert. Even I, being an PT expert also, I always think as myself as a learner. So what I'm suggesting, if you activate your mind, if you speak a little with fluency, with a higher speed, it will automatically increase uh, your speech, your clarity, and your confidence also. So this is my tip in that part. Many of the students got the benefit from this tip. Okay, most of the questions are done. Anybody's having any other question, so that I can be able to hand over this session to Mr. Dhaval and Ms. Netra, who would be giving your advice for your immigration queries. Anybody is having any queries for this section, please do tell me. Yes, Rakesh, you will be, this particular session is available on YouTube as well. You can check afterwards also. And I hope you found this session really interactive and helpful. Yes, guys, give me a big yes. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. I would love to see you in my classes as well. Please do enroll quickly. Yes, Pradeep, quickly share your question. Thank you. And quickly share, Pradeep, your question. I'm running out of time actually. Okay. Over to Miss Netra.
Hi Navneet, thank you for a
Hi.
wonderful session.
Hi, thank you.
I'm sure that was great insights to persons who is pursuing PT and that will help them a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
So, so now this is Netra Tilve and I have my colleague Dhaval Shukla with me, everyone. If you have any sort of doubts or queries related to immigration or education, right, then please let us know into the chat box. You can just drop us a message or you can just raise your hands and we'll be more than happy to assist you.
Yeah, hi students. So if you have any questions regarding Australia immigration and study abroad, you can just drop your questions in the chat box and we'll be happy to assist you. Yeah, I guess Drumel, you have a question. So can you just write it in the chat box?